Hi, I'm Sarah, and I teach a method of somatic movement called Clinical Somatics, which was developed by Thomas Hanna. I was drawn to somatic movement because of the back injuries I'd had when I was a ballet dancer. The injuries were the result of my back muscles being extremely tight, and I knew that releasing this tension and retraining the way I used my muscles was the answer to avoiding these injuries, but I didn't know how to do it. When I was a dancer, I would get up early in the morning and lie on my bedroom floor, and I would do small movements and muscle contractions, just trying to figure out how my body worked and how to activate and release certain muscles. I was trying to do what Clinical Somatics does, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. When I finally did read Thomas Hanna's book and learn about Clinical Somatics, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. I knew right away that this was what I'd been looking for. And when I started practicing somatics, my body felt completely different. My muscle tension just melted away, and I finally felt like I could retrain my movement patterns. I want everyone to feel amazing in their bodies, and I want people to know that they can do this for themselves. No one else can actually do this for you. We're the only ones that can teach our nervous system to release tension. We are the only ones that can retrain our posture and our movement. So I teach somatics because I want to empower people to do this for themselves. I love somatic movement because it is so much more than pain relief. A lot of people start practicing somatics because it relieves chronic musculoskeletal pain, but then they discover so many different ways in which it improves their health and their lives. It reduces tension and stress throughout your entire soma, your being. You breathe more easily and get better sleep. You develop a deeper relationship with your body, with heightened sensation and awareness throughout your body. People have told me that they have more patience and empathy. And you really learn to slow down and enjoy the process of things instead of being focused on the end goal all the time. This is really important because all of life is just process. When we slow down and start exploring our movement and how it feels, we can keep discovering new things about how our body works and keep improving how our body works forever. So now I'm going to lead you through a short class of clinical somatic movements. These movements use a technique called pandiculation, which is a very specific way of contracting and releasing muscles that sends biofeedback to your nervous system. Pandiculation reduces the baseline level of tension in your muscles. So you can go ahead and find a comfortable spot on the floor to lie down, where you can stretch your arms all the way out to the sides and your legs all the way down. I hope you enjoy the class. Start by lying on your back on a carpet or exercise mat. Bend your knees and let your knees and feet be a comfortable hip-width distance apart. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath. Start taking slow, deep breaths down into your belly. If you want to, you can rest your palms on your lower belly. Just bringing that sensation of touch to an area can help to increase awareness. Imagine that your belly is a big balloon, and you want to inhale and fill up that balloon as much as possible. Then just let the air slowly leak out of the balloon as you exhale. In order to take a really full inhale and let your belly expand, you'll have to relax and let go of your abdominal muscles. We're always taught to hold our belly muscles tight so that we can stand up straight and not have our stomach stick out. So letting go of these muscles to take a really full breath can be difficult. The biggest muscle involved in breathing is the diaphragm. As you inhale, your diaphragm contracts and presses down toward your belly, drawing air into your lungs and forcing your belly to expand out to the front. Then as you exhale, your diaphragm gently releases, pressing back up and forcing the air out of your lungs. Now you can bring your arms to rest on the floor by your sides. We'll start by exploring a movement called the arch that works with the muscles of the lower back. When you're ready, inhale into your belly and gently press your sacrum down into the floor. Keep pressing gently and slowly start rolling that pressure down toward your tailbone. This will make you stick out your belly even more, and you'll feel your lower back arching off the floor and your lower back muscles gently contracting. Now, slowly start exhaling and releasing that contraction, letting your pelvis slowly roll back to neutral, just back to where you started. Breathe as you need to as you release back to neutral. Take a moment to rest before you do this movement again. When you're ready, start with an inhale, letting your belly fill up, and gently press your sacrum down into the floor, and then roll forward so that you're pressing your tailbone into the floor. Feel your lower back muscles gently contracting. Then as you exhale, slowly start letting go and releasing those muscles, allowing your pelvis to roll back to neutral and letting your lower back float back down toward the floor. You don't have to use any muscle or force to come back to neutral. Just let yourself come back to neutral by releasing your lower back muscles. Don't hold your breath. Just breathe as you need to while you release back to neutral. When you've come back to neutral, just relax. Now we'll explore a movement called the flatten that works with the abdominal muscles. While you're resting here in neutral, go ahead and inhale down into your belly, but don't arch. Now, as you slowly exhale, gently press your lower back down into the floor. See if you can get the feeling of hollowing out your belly. This action of hollowing out your belly engages your transverse abdominis, a very important core muscle. When you're ready, very slowly release back to neutral, breathing as you need to. When you're ready, you can inhale again, filling up your belly. And then as you exhale, gently flatten your lower back down into the floor. Hollow out your belly, and notice how your abdominal muscles are gently contracting to help you press your back down into the floor. Feel that contraction, and now see how slowly and how gently you can release it to come back to neutral. When you've come back to neutral, just relax. Now we'll explore the upper body movements of an exercise called the flowering arch and curl. With your arms lying on the floor, roll your arms in toward your body so that your arms are pressing against your body and the backs of your hands are pressing against your hips. Let your shoulders press off the floor toward your knees. Now, slowly start releasing your shoulders toward the floor as you roll your arms away from your body. Your shoulders and chest will be opening up, and your shoulders will press down into the floor. When you're ready, slowly relax and slowly roll your arms and shoulders back in toward your body. You can do this one more time. Rotate your arms all the way inward so that your arms are pressing against your body and the backs of your hands are pressing against your hips. Let your shoulders press off the floor toward your knees. Now start slowly releasing your shoulders toward the floor as you roll your arms away from your body. Your shoulders and chest will be opening up, and your shoulders will press down into the floor. When you're ready, slowly relax and slowly roll your arms and shoulders back in toward your body. Again, roll and rotate your arms all the way inward so that your arms are pressing against your body and the backs of your hands are pressing against your hips. Let your shoulders press off the floor toward your knees. Now start slowly releasing your shoulders toward the floor as you roll your arms away from your body. As you do this, inhale into your belly and do a gentle arch with your back. Allow your shoulders and chest to open up and your shoulders to press down into the floor as you arch and rotate your arms outward away from your body. Then slowly relax and slowly release your back muscles to come back to neutral and let your arms roll back to a neutral place. And just relax. Now we'll explore the movement of your shoulder blades toward and away from your spine. Bring your arms straight up in the air as if you're reaching to touch the ceiling. Let your palms face each other. Now relax your elbows out to the side so that your arms form one big circle with your fingertips touching. Now bring your arms apart a little bit so that your fingertips are about 6 inches apart. Imagine that you're holding a big beach ball the size of the circle that your arms are making. Start hugging the beach ball so that your fingertips come together and you feel the muscles across your chest and in the front of your shoulders contracting. Let your shoulders press off the floor toward the ceiling. Now slowly, smoothly release and let your arms start to come apart and your shoulders come back toward the floor. Slowly release the muscles across your chest and shoulders and allow your arms to float even farther apart. And then gently squeeze your shoulder blades together and back so that you're sliding your shoulder blades closer to your spine. Feel the contraction of the muscles between your shoulder blades, and then slowly and gently release them to let your arms come back toward each other. One more time, hug the beach ball tightly, feeling the muscles across your chest and front of your shoulders contracting, and pressing your shoulders off the floor toward the ceiling. Now let your shoulders and arms slowly release all the way down toward the floor, letting it take at least to the count of 12, and letting your shoulders be off the floor until the very end. When your arms and shoulders reach the floor, just relax. Now we'll do a movement that gently releases the iliopsoas, which is a deep hip flexor. The most important part of this exercise is that you should try to keep your lower back flattened down into the floor the entire time, from start to finish. That's how you keep your iliopsoas engaged, and it's how you'll be able to release and regain control of it. If lifting your head up in this movement is not comfortable for your neck, you can leave your head on the floor. Bring your right hand up behind your head and let your right elbow fall out to the side. You can leave your left arm resting by your side. Take a big inhale down into your lower belly. Then as you slowly exhale, strongly flatten your lower back down into the floor. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're curling up, and at the same time, lift up your right leg. Your leg doesn't have to come up very high. Now keep flattening your lower back down into the floor, and lower your leg and your head down as slowly and with as much control as you possibly can. When your head and foot reach the floor, you can release the flattening of your lower back. Take your hand out from behind your head and take a moment to relax. Now you can do this movement with your left side. Bring your left hand up behind your head and let your left elbow fall out to the side. You can leave your right arm resting by your side. Take a big inhale down into your lower belly. Then, as you slowly exhale, strongly flatten your lower back down into the floor. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're curling up, and at the same time, lift up your left leg. Your leg doesn't have to come up very high. Now keep flattening your lower back down into the floor, and lower your leg and your head down as slowly and with as much control as you possibly can. When your head and foot reach the floor, you can release the flattening of your lower back and take a moment to relax. When you're ready, gently roll onto one side and press your hand into the floor to help you get up to sitting. When you're ready, slowly and gently come to standing. Take a few moments to stand with your eyes closed and notice how your body feels after exploring these movements.